We have some crazy news regarding the managerial position at Real Madrid. We have people like José Mourinho, Jurgen Klopp, but people that you wouldn't have suggested at the start of the season, and big surprises. Of course, we're going to talk about, the possibilities with every manager and how possible is it actually for them to come to Real Madrid. But of course, we have to first of all talk about Florentino Pérez, how he's going to decide that, and of course, Álvaro Arbeloa. I mean, we all know what happened this season. We went trophyless after hiring Xabi Alonso. It didn't go the way we wanted to. And Florentino Pérez basically said it wasn't 100% his decision to hire Xabi Alonso because, he likes the mold more of Carlo Ancelotti. Let's say the vibes manager, yeah? The manager that doesn't do too much tactical stuff, but is a manager. He does the management, not the coaching tactical style of football, okay? And Florentino came out and said, Florentino Pérez has decided that he will fully decide the next coach by himself, of course, unlike when he hired Xabi Alonso. This time, the decision will be 100% his. I mean, let's see. I don't particularly have a problem with this. I think Florentino has done good in the past, so why not trust him now? Honestly, guys, I think Florentino Pérez will do great in, appointing a new manager, but will the manager actually do great? That's the question. One more thing about Arbeloa. His biggest concern with Arbeloa was that, when he saw players like Franco Mastantuono, Dean Huijsen, Alvaro Carreras, and even Trent, but Trent, he was more of injured. It wasn't the decision of Arbeloa to bench him. They were dropped from the starting 11, and after the club made a huge investment of almost 160 million in last summer, he didn't really understand Arbeloa, to play La Fabrica players or keep giving chances to people like, I don't know, Fran Garcia and these guys. But honestly, this is where I disagree with Florentino. Some of the players from La Fabrica, when they played well. Yeah, most of them were cheeks, but Thiago Pitar, for example, he gave us what he needed to give us against City. He was okay in the league, and yeah, that's all we needed to. And I like seeing some academy players. They just won the youth league, so some of them could genuinely play for Real Madrid, at least in La Liga. Okay, I think Arbeloa maybe did it too much against Bayern, starting Thiago Pitar over Jude Bellingham, but there was injuries involved. I mean, Florentino Pérez, genuinely, I think he's just finding one more, fact about Arbeloa that will get him sacked and will, make the decision more right for Florentino, or in his mind that this is the right decision. I genuinely think Florentino Pérez thinks to himself, broski, you came in, your, win rate is not that great. Let's be honest, guys. I know Arbeloa, maybe, he's more pragmatic than Xabi Alonso, and we won bigger games under him. But we still lost to Albacete. We're out of the UCL. We're going to lose La Liga, and we lost the Copa del Rey as well. So we went trophyless. That's bottom of the line. Arbeloa, in my opinion, was gone right after we lost to Bayern. But let's talk about the candidates now, because when I saw these guys, yeah, there is a lot of people. This guy is now the top front runner. Sebastian Hoeneß, of course, the Stuttgart manager, which honestly, I don't really know, the style of football. The only guy that I really watched from Stuttgart, and, it's a few games, but I really liked, it's, of course, Angelo Stiller, which was linked to Real Madrid. And I do think that's why, these managers are getting linked to, because usually when you scout the player, you look at the team, you watch the team, you see the infrastructure, you negotiate with the other team and the manager, of course, as well. And Sebastian Hoeneß has been doing great for Stuttgart. They were in the UCL. They were constantly getting European spots, and they play great football. Once again, though, I think this job is too big for him. Yeah, being the front runner, of course, he might be the front runner, guys. Okay, he might be. We don't know how. Where is Jose and where is Pochettino and these guys we're gonna talk about, but he's the new kid on the block, basically. Yeah, even though he brother is 40, you know what I mean. I think Real Madrid is looking at it from the point of view that he is way more pragmatic, and some of the players at Stuttgart might be good at our club. Because I know, they have some quality fullbacks, and of course, Angelo Stiller, who was linked with Real Madrid. That's why I think they are looking at him. But would I like this guy as a Real Madrid manager? No. I think he's too small of a personality. I don't think he has the credit in the bank. And I genuinely think he's a great manager. I think what he did for Stuttgart, yeah, Stuttgart is a, not the biggest club in Germany, of course, but they were in the UCL. They played us like 2 seasons ago or 1 season ago. and they still get European Cups. I don't know how they are doing exactly now, but they have some great players, and they don't play bad football. They usually go toe-to-toe with, for example, Dortmund and Leverkusen sometimes, which I think is respectable, but as a Real Madrid manager, I don't agree. That's why we are also looking at huge personalities like José Mourinho and, of course, Jurgen Klopp. Now, José Mourinho, way more realistic, so why don't we talk about Jurgen Klopp right now? Of course, he came out of the Liverpool job 2 years ago now, giving the spot to Arne Slot, and he basically said and came out with the realest interview of all time. I'm just tired. This is true. This is too stressful for me. And I get it, honestly. Managing Liverpool, Pep Guardiola basically torturing this brother for 9 years, or wait, I think it was 9 years he was at Liverpool. And even before, the stress, of competing with Mainz, Dortmund, the Champions League, and this and that, I get it. He did the retirement, but there are some rumors that he might be coming back. But Real Madrid are currently not working on hiring Jurgen Klopp right now because they believe he's not set to return to coaching soon. Of course, if he is to return, Real Madrid is going to go after him, which I agree. Jurgen Klopp at Real Madrid, oh my God, personalities. And, let's be honest, guys, if there is a man that will do everything perfectly with the squad, but, as well do nice things with the board, he's a little bit of a, he's, how would you call it? He's angel with the board, devil with the players. If you're a player, broski, listen to Jurgen Klopp, bro. But if you're on the board, Klopp is gonna listen to you. Don't worry. He always listened to the Liverpool board. He was a basically, bro, this guy was a good boy at Liverpool, bro. But as a manager, respect this brother, yeah. But it might just not happen because he doesn't want to return to management. And let's be honest, if he's talking about stress and Real Madrid stressful, you are basically on your deathbed. Stress is genuinely Real Madrid. That's the key word in Real Madrid's managerial post. Be ready for stress. Stressful, bro. And that's why José Mourinho is my number one candidate. José Mourinho doesn't care about stress, brother. He doesn't care about the media. He doesn't care about the expectations. He's just there to do his job, and he loves Real Madrid. I'm telling you right now, if he didn't fall out with our players, La Decima was José Mourinho's. He does the greatest job at steadying the ship at clubs. He steadied the ship, at Roma, won them the trophy. He steadied the ship at Real Madrid. He basically did everything he could until he got fired, with the controversies and the players between him. But he did that. He did the work for Real Madrid to win the Champions League. He won the Champions League with Porto. He did it. And people are telling me, yeah, but he's washed. Look at the clubs he's managed after Chelsea, which, that was his last successful reign as a manager in the Premier League. Of course, winning the Premier League, But he managed United, one of the worst run clubs in history right now. Tottenham, which sacked him before a cup final, which they lost, by the way. He then managed in Turkey. He managed Roma. He managed, now he's managing Benfica. These are small clubs. Yeah, and Benfica, by the way, he still hasn't lost in the league, and he beat us in the Champions League with Benfica once, and came really, really close to getting a draw in the knockouts, in the playoffs. People need to remember, Jose is a manager that needs, just the players already need to be there. I don't think he's this rebuild type of manager. He needs players. But if there is one guy that can manage personalities, yeah, and the players are not going to be talking back to this brother. I'm telling you right now, Jose Mourinho is a legend. Yeah, he is actually special. He said it himself. Special one, brother. He's that guy. If there is one guy, I'm telling you, that will make Vinny and Mbappe work like dogs. That will turn around Camavinga's career. That will make, Fran Garcia look like the best left back of all time. It's Jose Mourinho. He used players at Chelsea like I've never seen him. Bro, he is literally a revitalizer of careers. He can turn careers into something spectacular. And I'm telling you, some of these players will get binned immediately if this brother comes. And once again, I trust Mourinho, not tactically, this crazy coaching style, inverting fullbacks. I trust him to steady the ship, win us a league or, Copa del Rey. Go further in the UCL to a semi-final, quarter-final. That's fair enough. Maybe we're just not ready, and we need to be honest with ourselves for the biggest seasons, trebles, and this and that. But Jose Mourinho will do exactly what we need to do right now. Chill out and steady the ship. Make these bums work for it. And I'm telling you, the morale of the players will be here with Jose. Maybe in the third season it will be here and players are going to be punching each other with Jose as well. But first 2 seasons with Jose Mourinho might be, you know, the biggest vibes of all time. So why not do it? Why not do it? If he's genuinely available this season and we're picking between him and Arbeloa, I am picking Jose Mourinho and he is my number 1 candidate because I'm just done looking at managers for what they did. In the past few years, or what they did in Tottenham, brother, Spurs, or Benfica, or in Turkey. I don't care. This is Jose Mourinho. His story for me at Real Madrid is unfinished. Come back and win us a Champions League, which you should have won. Now, the next manager, of course, who is gonna be out of contract with France after the World Cup. It has been said before that, you know, he's ending and Zidane is going to replace him at France. Big up to Zidane as well. He deserves it so much. He's been waiting. That brother's been waiting for that job. Didier Deschamps is on a Real Madrid shortlist for next season. Might be the worst suggestion of all time. Yeah, these last 3 are basically like me laughing at Real Madrid. If Didier Deschamps comes to Real Madrid, I think we might be finished. I don't think his, you know, tactics or like personality have got him to where he is. He just is a good manager who was a good player before that. That's why he even got the France job, not by his crazy, you know, managerial success. I know he managed Lyon before, and he wasn't a bad manager. He's still a good manager. He needs to be good. But is he a Real Madrid manager? What? Genuinely tell me, guys. Do you think is Didier Deschamps being that great, or is it just France having fucking 5 11s in a row, which you can start 17 players in attack, and it wouldn't make a difference, bro? Olise, Cherki, Mbappe, Ekitike, Barcola, Doué, flipping. Oh, I genuinely, I could go for months naming players that can start for France. And we currently don't have that at Madrid. I genuinely think the French team is better than the Real Madrid teams overall. If you look position for position and depth, of course, you're going to have depth in the national team, but it's better. I don't think Didier Deschamps is that great, and I don't think he's a club manager. Respect to him as an international manager. I think he's great on an international side, and he was great before he joined France as a club manager, but I don't think we should move into to sign Didier Deschamps as a manager. And these two, broski, do rock, paper, scissors. Who goes to Saudi next? Allegri, respect to you. Your football is depression. It's depressing. And Mauricio Pochettino, your best time was at Spurs, and that's 7 years ago. I genuinely don't think you have nothing in the bag. Pochettino, unlike, you know, Mourinho and Klopp and these guys, even Allegri, he's never won anything. He's never won anything with anybody. He went to Chelsea. I think he got done a little bit dirty by Chelsea. He wasn't the worst manager, but it still wasn't great. Now he's managing USA national team, bro. Like, come on, man. Don't do this to me. And Max Allegri, I think he might be a great league manager for Real Madrid, but when it comes down to, you know, actually playing good football, which a lot of Madrid fans are now getting tired how bad we've been playing. You know, even when we won the Champions League, we weren't playing the best football in the world, but now it's really bad. We play so bad. We have no excitement in our matches, and we want to bring in Maximiliano Allegri. Have you watched him play football? He will turn up with a 3-4-1-2, and he will make players sit back and counter only. Yeah, and he might bring back Luka Modric. That might be the only positive that he might do. But I just don't. Yeah, if he wanted to come to Madrid, it should have been way, way before. It's not the time to bring in Allegri. My number 1 candidate, as I already said, is gonna be Jose Mourinho. And, you know, guys, of course, if you have watched up until this point, thank you so much. Please make sure to subscribe, like, but 100%, if you're going to do one thing, and I want to know this, I'm really interested to know. Comment down below, who is your manager of Real Madrid? It can be Arbeloa. It can be, I don't know, Solari for some weird brothers, you know, if your parents didn't love you. Zidane, if he was available, he might, you know, I don't know what can happen there. But if we are being realistic, it's between Arbeloa, Mourinho, I'm going to say Klopp, but that might not happen. Pochettino, Deschamps, that guy from Stuttgart, Sebastian Hoeneß, and, you know, Allegri. I think these guys are the top candidates. The international coaches for me just don't make sense. And the other ones, of course, Just decide and tell me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Jose Mourinho, please come to my club.